essentially only for kindergarten. Okay, in university, okay, like us, okay, like me in Tasa, we learn the basic too, right? For example, in there is a basic too that we should learn. For example, we need to learn the basic of Nahu, the basic of Sorof, the basic of Nahu and Sorof. Okay. For English, we need to learn the basic of grammar. Just like that. We basic in everything there is a basic to we need to learn. So it's not only for the kindergarten, but in of education also have the assign some of subject. So it is applied to the. Is it clear?
Yes. I just wondering what maybe whether like lecturers in like university level are they can also be considered as about basic things in that particular subject. Uh,
The question a bit hard for me. Still, we can ask Professor Dr. Judy for that question. Okay, sorry. Okay, perennialism has done okay. Okay, two brother for the answer. Okay, next we go to the last one for my part. It is progressivism. Okay, what is progressivism? Progressivism is an idea that education comes from the experience. Okay, so experience. So progressivist person who believe in progressivism principle. Progressivists aim to develop learners into enlightened and intelligent citizens. And progressivists use a curriculum that to the need and that relates to the personal life. Uh, okay. Teacher teach students are practical for life and encourage them to grow into a better people. They also teach students to cope with change. And progressivist teacher employ experiential method. They believe that one learn by. So progressivist, the key point of progressivist is student will doing. Okay, that's all. That's all from me. Next, we go to the second presenter, that is Sister Rahami.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, class. I think we uh, raise the question at the end of after the presentation.
Oh, okay. Okay, my name is Rahmi Bono. Today I will continue presentation about history of education. Hear me, everyone? Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. Human has lived on the planet for several million. It's only the last years that people began to live together communally and raise animal and crops. 6,000 ago, as society became more complex, they began to develop a system.
Wait,
Wait, sorry. Okay, 6,000 years ago, as society became complex, they began to develop a system of writing language to be able to record and pass down knowledge to next generation. Knowledge increased the need for a more formal system of education and form school as a result. Okay. School probably exceed in China to develop society and design their school around a tradition, increasingly formal and complex society. However, female for the most part were not allowed to study. Okay. Shinto Shinto, as with many other, the Japanese system of education developed after the developed writing language. Adapting the Chinese form writing, the Japanese country was the first to learn to write. Originally, the Japanese borrowed from the Chinese culture to provide curriculum. Okay. The Hebrews. Okay, the Hebrews values education and destruction around the harsh training also characterized educational practice along on following the law of the Old Testament. Females were formally educated, but instead were to learn the skill of homemaking. Uh, whereby individuals take sit on sorry uh, the next one. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Okay, a Hindu society were based on strict system of family status known as the caste, whereby individual status is set on by his family place in the society. Formal education only following access to boy from the highest or Brahmin caste. You see that my presentation can show you that the boy can get the good education, but why the woman cannot study? That's bad in that time. Yeah. Okay, the Egyptian developed very early, highly civilized society. They were divided into castes. The priest was the most highly educated part of society. Have a good education in society. Okay. Okay. Ancient Greece was very important to our way of looking at. In particular, the philosopher Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Okay. Socrates. Oh, sorry. Okay. Socrates developed teaching where as a series of questions that lead the student to a conclusion. The method is still common in education practice until nowadays. Yeah. Plato was a student of Socrates. He was the father of idealism and believed that education to develop individual abilities to better serve society. He founded the world's first university and was one of the first people to advocate the formal education of both male and female. Okay. I think that's the first time that women and men can study together. Yes. Okay. As the sorry, Fatima. Mario. As the father of realism, Aristotle of the scientific method, his writing greatly influenced human. Mariam can be the next. Okay. Just the dark edges. Okay. The dark edges at between the fall of Rome and the beginning of the Middle Muhammad, the prophet of Islam, inspired a rich period discovery of the development of Arabic numeral. The concept of is in Islam can be divided into the purpose and its meaning. In general, sorry. Okay. In the general, the purpose of education is to serve only the God. Aim of education in Islam is product a good person. Like we know that on the earth, do that my God wants and be a good person. Uh, Next. Okay. Education Papa. He makes some of the first law regarding education and licensing of teacher. Okay. So was a philosopher, social influence, the thinking that led to the American Revolution. Um, the last my part, education became important because it was seen as a means of following people to better them. That's all of my part. Thank you. And you can see the person from my friends, Fatiha.
Assalamualaikum. Foundation of education. So, what is social foundation of education? So, foundation of education is a field of scholarship and teaching and learning to provide comprehensive understanding through description, interpretation, use statistics and so examine education, namely history, philosophy, comparative or international cultural studies, sociology, and political science. Is the social institution. So in social institution, uh, there is a lot of institution, but a few of them is family, government, religion, and also social society, which include groups and institution that contribute and affect the curriculum and structure of the education. So this institution include uh, family, religion, and social. Alright. Next is the social foundation of education. So in social foundation, there is sociology and socialization that divided into two. First is structural perspective, and the second one is interpersonal In structural perspective, there is roles. First is life cycle. Second one is ascribed roles, and the third one is archive role. So life cycle is every cycle or stage of life that we go through from the day we were born until the end of the day. So, and the second is ascribed roles, which mean those that come with position. It's something ascribed something that unchanged and rigid. For example, it's like something that we cannot change, like our race, ethnicity, yeah, and gender. That's the example. And the third one is achieve roles. And so achieve roles is something that we can change. Those that because we desire to do so and because we are to become a doctor in the future. So we put an effort to do so, we will become a doctor. So the second one is the interpersonal structure. So the first is mutual steering. Second one is sanctions. Third is consensus of conflict, and fourth advice. So mutual steering is less of giving and soliciting feedback between for the purpose of stimulating each or one another. The second one is sanctions. This is like to guarantee that uh, the individual behave according to the expect for and the measures can be a reward or punishment. So the punishment uh, can be uh, so consensus refer to the way of upholding a system of values and behaviors in agreement with others. And next is device. Device refers to individuals who never behave according to expectations of others or behavior fall outside of the social norm. Okay, so next slide is so foundation of studying. I found a journal about the social foundation uh, of education in program of sorry, uh, this program was triggered by the researchers' concern the role of continues to diminish. So are convinced that if the standards of school age students are going right, so uh, the standards of also have to be high. So the standard include in terms of addition to the teachers' practice in terms in terms of complex knowledge, skills, and disposition must understand and master. And sorry, and in terms of educational, also this program played by the social foundation by reviewing the story of education as a discipline that has played in teacher education program in faculties of education in Canada. So in this program, an important aspect of examining the act and aims of teaching is questioning what it is teachers attempting to achieve, raise important philosophical question that need to be addressed in a program of educating teachers. What we can get from this program is some familiarity with the discipline of history, philosophy, and sociology provides beginning teachers for beginning teachers with a frame of reference for better understanding their teaching practice, their students, to understand their students, and of course, to understand the human condition in general. So, the last one is why social condition of education. Uh, Several disciplines and fields to examine education philosophy, comparative or international education, uh, cultural sociology, political science, and social foundation inquiry helps to universities to understand and explain educational uh, issues, policies, and practices in order to improve education. And also, social foundation of education is a field of scholarship and teaching aiming to provide comprehensive uh, understanding through description, educational institution of relations with other institutions like economic, political, cultural, family, social structure. And of course, it takes to understand education, both it has existed in various previous societies and as it exists.
Class.
So, I have a question about the social foundation. So basically, why in this first place they combine the word social, foundation, and relates it with the education? Like, what is this all about? Basically, I mean, like the social part with the education. Okay, so thank you.
Question. Please, those who presented respond to the question.
Sorry, can you read again the question?
Okay, Mr. Rahim. So my question is, they combine the word social and foundation, and they relate and connect it with the education. I mean, like, why
Oh,
they choose social? What is this all about, basically? Connecting with the education.
right.
Thank you.
Right. So, based on what I understand, actually, first is we in topic learn about the foundation education, right? So the foundation of education in the aspect of social, philosophy, and historical. So for social is can be considered as molding and as a creating process. So uh, in which pointed to the infant and in which the thoughts, inner feelings, and behaviors of the growing. So we can relate to education. Sorry, that's all I can explain. Like, do you understand?
How, Brother Naim?
Um, not clear.
Hmm.
Okay, I think
Maybe,
this is the early, class. So you will get more explanation and so I think can go to other question. Thanks, Brother Naim. Yes, any more questions?
say sorry. One more question. The previous question I asked Mariam just
Yes.
about is lecturer does the lecturer in university level they are two be considered as specialists in any particular or any situation it can be considered as essentialist because what I do understand is that the essentialist is more to do teachers in the kindergarten because they are teaching ABC 1 to 3 the basic things the essential